Party people, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? It is not Wednesday, it's Tuesday. It's Tuesday, August 1st. I hope everybody is doing well today. Been busy all morning, getting my grind on. Who we got in here? Jason Cohen. Good Lord. DJ Demand in the building. Marcos Contreras. What's up from Mesa, Arizona? Central Illinois here. Eyecon, of course, is here. Brian McGann's in New York, owner of Simple Systems. Tampa, Florida is here. We got everybody. We got a good crowd here today. Thanks for showing up. Again, happy Tuesday. I think tomorrow I had something going on, and I wanted to get one of these in before DJ X next week. I think I'm getting there. What's up, Mark T? I get there Sunday. Shout out in the chat if you're going to DJ X in Atlantic City. What's up, Harrisburg, PA? What's up, Stanton? How are you? About to bring on our guest. I think his camera's not on right now, but I can see him backstage. There he is. Good. Okay. All right. So today we've got the man, the myth, the legend. What's up?
Yo,
Eyecon is in the building, everybody.
What's good, Joe? How you doing, man?
What's up, my man, my man, my man?
Charles, everything's good, dude. Everything's good, man.
Charles Seaton is in the
building.
building.
Out my government name in here,
yeah,
dude.
I did, and I hit him with the government name. But Eyecon is here, everybody, and it's actually a North Carolina guy himself. As you can tell, we sound a little bit alike. I feel like he's a little more country than I am.
Come on, man.
He won't admit that, but
come on, dude. You just got off your tractor like 5 minutes ago.
He's down in Myrtle Beach area now, so he's one state south. He's down in South Carolina, running the city down there, just like we run the city up here in Raleigh, North Carolina. But anyway, got him on today. Welcome, everybody. Good crowd today, man. Always a good crowd when Eyecon's here. And when we talk about content, what's up, Vinny? What's up, Brian? Edmonton, Alberta's here. We're multinational. We've got Canadian. That's Canada. Anyway, so we got people from all over the United States and Canada watching. But Eyecon is number one, super dope DJ, and he has a killer private event company down there, Eyecon Entertainment. He's been, you know, somebody I've been watching for many years at DJX. We really probably got to know each other best down there.
That's true.
Which is kind of weird. We're so close in proximity, but
yeah,
we connected down there. I mean, he's been, you know, featured rain DJ. I mean, gets gear early, demos it. I mean, he's just crazy talented. And then really over the last, I'd say 3 years, 3 to 5 years, really started stepping up his content game and was somebody that I looked up to, you know, tremendously, and would send, you know, it was one of those things where you're like, I'm sending Instagram videos to my people, like, do better, like I want shit like this. And so he helped me tremendously in not only picking out gear, but telling Saquon that my assistant, you know, what to shoot, how to shoot it, who's not a shooter, you know, and we've gotten some really good content.
He's been handling business, by the way.
Yeah, he's been doing a lot better, man. And for somebody that's not, you know, really trained in this, and and you know, I think like anything, like DJing, like tennis, whatever you want, if the more you practice, the more you shoot, you know, the more you play, the better you get. And so last year, Eyecon did a seminar at DJX, so a full year ago now, about this exact subject: content is king. Content is king. And this is a little bit of a slimmed down version of that, but really I'm going to let him kind of, you know, guide us today. I'll be in the background taking notes as usual. And man, without further ado, man, take it away. What's up, Todd? Kevin Garrity's here. What's up?
Yo, Kevin in the chat.
Yeah,
man, first and foremost, I appreciate you guys tapping in, man, and coming and hanging out. Like Joe was saying, this is something that I originally presented last year at DJX. Man, that room was slammed. I mean, there were people standing in the hall trying to get in for this thing. I kind of attribute that to the content superheroes, as I kind of assembled, or as I like to refer to
Avengers.
Yeah, man, it was a great turnout last year. So this one's tweaked a little bit, and then it is a slimmed down version. I'm also giving a seminar this year at DJX. You can get into my social just at DJ Eyecon. Probably Instagram is probably the best place to connect on that. Kind of about the same thing, but this one's specifically talking about vertical video. So it's going to be an hour long on Wednesday. It's going to be from appreciate that, Joe. It's going to be from 4:30 to 5:30. Demand's going to be on the panel. JSG is going to be on the panel. Justin, the DJ, is going to be on the panel. So within that hour, it's probably going to be about, I'd say, 35, maybe even 40 minutes of an actual presentation. And then you guys will have another, 20, 25 minutes to kind of ask us whatever questions you would like. Also doing some giveaways during that seminar. So if you guys are around on Wednesday, appreciate that, Joe. And you guys come and kick it with us. It'll be a good one. So we'll get into this one. Let me share the screen real quick.
Yes, sir.
Boom. Okay, you got that, Joe?
Yes, sir.
All right. So like we were saying, this is basically one that I started with last year. It's just called Press Record. So this is going to try to cover everybody from the novice who is not doing anything, all the way to somebody who might already be creating some type of content. Throughout these slides, you'll see just this little QR code or whatever. If you guys want to connect with me personally, ask questions or just specific things from this presentation, or just chat or kick it or whatever, don't be afraid to reach out. For those of you that don't know about me, Eyecon's a DJ name. I've been what I consider a pro DJ for like the past 17 years. So pro meaning this is all I've done. No side job, just this is the main thing. I've been an official rain DJ for probably, I'm going to say 10, 11 years at this point. I've done a lot of official content for pro brands. Whenever the Rain 1 came out, we teamed up and did like the first ever like world premiere show of that. Recently, now exclusive producer for DMS. So you can get a bunch of my own edits that are amazing for clubs and private events.
His edits are so good.
I appreciate that, man. So there's a bunch of really good stuff on there. Competed in 3 style in 2015, came in second place. at a regional in Charlotte. Still pretty salty about that, to be honest with you, but we're going to keep it moving. Former touring DJ, I would say, traveled the country in the US and played a lot, went international and played once. So used to kind of do that thing. The owner of Eyecon Entertainment, that's my private event company here in Myrtle Beach. We service from Wilmington down to the Charleston area. There's myself, 5 other DJs. We also do photo booths, also do videography, also do classic cars for exits. And I think everybody would tell you I'm kind of all around good dude. All right.
Nice.
I'm not an ass, I guess. All right. So moving into the first slide here, what are we looking to talk about? Mainly the why of content. So what we're looking to achieve, as well as the proven benefits that I have personally experienced from when I was producing nothing to where we're at now. And we're also going to create or talk about how to create this. So if you want to make content, if you're somebody that wants to get into that, choosing a path, who do you want to appeal to? Is it clients? Is it DJs? Is it brands? What type of equipment you're going to use? What type of software you can use to edit this content, as well as how we're going to implement said content. Throughout kind of all these slides, all these photos you'll see in the background, these are all our photos that you can buy our guys. So that's just something to kind of keep in mind whenever you get into this. So the why, what's the goal of what we're looking to achieve here? Obviously more business. You want people to be aware of your brand, of what you're doing, which ties into the next one here, brand awareness. Also the third one, the notoriety that comes from creating the content, and just kind of generally looking like a professional. I've heard guys talk about it here in the vault a lot. Joe has a lot of videos on this. Is vendor list, being the guy in your market is kind of what I refer to it as. Everybody has, at least here in the South, everybody has a guy for everything. So you want to be that guy when it comes to either planners or coordinators or venues or other professionals. Content will help you get to the point to where you are that guy. And then also you kind of want to look like a boss. I mean, you can't deny having a dope Instagram with a good following looks good to everybody involved. So moving on to the proven benefits here. These are all things that I have personally seen. First and foremost, it's really just filling the calendar, more business with not only new, but repeat clients. I can tell you that more often than not, we're just taking a camera, throwing it in a bag. My assistants that work with me, I've kind of trained the majority of them of how to shoot this stuff, as well as what they're going to be doing. And that has helped us retain a lot of previous clients into new clients. So, we take a camera, throw it in there, edit something for them. They're not expecting it, toss it over to them or tag them on Instagram. That's gotten us really, really far with repeat business. I've also seen a very healthy social status. I can tell you for us specifically, the types of content that we create is specifically for new clients. So I think our Eyecon Entertainment Instagram page has around, it's like 5,100 followers. Under no scope would I consider that to be a large following, but I can tell you that the people that are following us, and it is steadily increasing, are very targeted, and so basically everybody that's following us are either other DJs or they're people that are very interested in following us. So, or hiring us rather. So while the number might not be, massive compared to somebody that has, 200K or something like that, they're very, very targeted. And so the value of them is incredibly high. Industry role model, I would classify that as somebody who is doing something like what we're doing right now, being on the vault, talking to you guys, trying to educate, being somebody that people want to be involved with and looking up to. Had I not gone down the content road, I don't know if Joe and I would have actually ever met. I sure definitely would not be speaking to you guys here today. We've definitely been able to raise our price points. I would say a considerable amount since we started creating this. The main point being, just like this photo you see here on the left, everything that we try to create is very engaging. You can see kind of the bride is front and center here. We want people to look at this content and be able to see themselves right here. We want it to be really, really engaging, and we want them to feel like we can be in this party, which has helped us raise our price points a lot. And then lastly with this, I classify this as kind of business expansion. Eyecon Films is a videography company that we have. This is a completely separate realm of revenue that I've been able to generate, that has just spun off of the DJ thing. So I cannot emphasize how good this has been for us. Especially it brings all the camera equipment, it brings the video guys. It just gives a lot of people at my disposal to pull content from. It's kind of the same thing with Mike Walter having the video company. You always have stuff that you can pull from. There's always footage there to make content with. So moving on to how to create this. I feel like photos work. They're cool. Video's king. It always has been. I think it always is going to be. It's just that next level of engagement that you're looking to get with people feeling like they want to hire you. Well, the first thing that you need to do is choose a path. And so maybe you're somebody that wants to be an industry leader like Joe. So there's going to be a particular path you're going to go down with that. Maybe it's just the guy in your market. So maybe you're looking to make content that's going to emphasize either venues or other professionals or clients specifically. Maybe you want to be a YouTube dude. So if that's the case, there's going to be a specific path for that. Or maybe a product gear specialist, somebody like Mojax, who whenever something comes out, they send stuff to him. He's reviewing this content. What it comes down to ultimately is the right content for the right people. You need to do your research. You need to figure out what these people are looking to see. If it's for brands, you need to know what is going to entice them. If it's for couples, same thing with them. Just do your research. Find other guys that are making content that you like. I'm not saying copy them, but figure that out and kind of morph it to fit your style and whatever it is you're going to do. So we'll talk about the equipment here a little bit as far as what you need to capture this stuff. Getting back to this being just as much for the novice as well as anybody else. You might think you need a fancy camera. I'm telling you, you do not at all. Everybody has one of these cell phones. The cameras on these phones are amazing now. They do an incredible job of capturing content, whether it be photo or video. My man Kendrick was with me last year. I'm gonna say the same thing. It's levels to it. You and I know, you're not going to just step out, and spend, 10, 15 grand on a camera gear setup. It's just not necessary. You start with your phone, and kind of move up from that. Like I was saying with a cell phone, you just have to start doing this. I think it's very easy to look at somebody who's been creating content for a long time, see how professional their stuff is, and think like, man, I'm never going to be able to do that. And I'm telling you, don't do that. You need to just start somewhere. You start with your phone. Maybe that'll help you increase your pricing or really hone into your ideal client, get you more events, fill the calendar, and then you can justify spending that money on upgrading your camera equipment. GoPro is another option. I think they release a new GoPro like every 6 weeks, it seems like. But these are really decent options, I would say, as far as capturing stuff goes. They're not the best in low light. I would say they're more of like a outdoor action camera, but if you have that, if you just have one laying around, grab it, turn it on, take it, start capturing stuff. 360 camera. Joe's used this one a lot. Know a bunch of other guys that have as well. That's kind of seems to be more kind of like a set it and forget it thing where I know Joe is just kind of taking that thing, put it on its bun booth, and then you can go in the software and kind of spin that around. So you can get the people in front of you, you can get you to the sides, everywhere. That's an option as well. Moving on would be a mirrorless or DSLR camera. That's what I'm on here now. So you can kind of see like how I'm in focus, but the background is super, kind of blurred out. To me, that's what really separates something looking kind of novice to professional. So the content that I love to see is when I can tell somebody is using, a really nice camera with some nice lenses. There's 8 million options of what you can use. I personally use Sony bodies. I know that what Joe is shooting with is Sony as well. It's a mirrorless camera, low form factor. But, like I said, it's just a kind of tool in a plethora of options as far as cameras go. The pro option, moving on with that would be a cinema camera. These things are super expensive. They are not necessary whatsoever. Um, the KISS principle with this, keep it simple. I would say that most of the time that applies here because it comes down to being the right tool for the right job. You don't need to take out some crazy cinema camera, or hire some, super expensive professional to get this done. The guys that I have on the panel this year, if you look at Justin, you look at Demand, those two specifically, for the most part, the reels that they are posting or TikToks they are posting are on a cell phone. And these guys are getting really, really good views with creating content on a cell phone. So don't think you need something amazing to get started with. Moving on to the software that we would use, photo and video. This is just to edit and create this stuff. If you're on a Mac and we're talking about video, iMovie is on your Mac right now. It is a free software. If you can use an iPhone, you can use iMovie. It is extremely easy. It's very, very point and click. Moving up to the Pro option is Final Cut Pro X. That is what I personally use. I've used that for, man, I don't even know, probably 8 to 10 years, something like that. It's definitely not the most powerful video program on the planet, but getting back to that KISS principle, right tool for the right job, you don't need it to be. For everything that we are making, Final Cut is an amazing option. And then the entire Adobe suite is really, really nice. If you guys don't know how that works, like I said, it's a suite. And so Premiere Pro is their video program. Photoshop is a photo editing program. So you can kind of take an image and bounce back and forth between those two programs on the editing side. I would consider this to be a pro option as well. It's kind of like a monthly subscription thing. You kind of jump in there. I would definitely say learn that skill set, but iMovie is a great place to start if you're on a Mac. For Windows guys, Microsoft Video Editor is the novice option. It's kind of almost like iMovie, same thing. If you can use Android, you can use an iPhone, you can use that. It's very, very easy to use. One of the pro video options is Sony Vegas Pro. I was on that for a long time. I did video edits for music video edits for Smash Vids for the longest time. That's what I used for years and years and years. Good program on the Windows side. And then same thing. It's one of the nice things about Mac or Windows is that Adobe suite kind of tosses between the two. So if you learn that skill set on a Mac, you can also use it on Windows, which I think is really cool. So implementation here, mainly what we're talking about is the editing process. I believe you've got two options. You can either learn to edit or you can pay a pro. And what I would like to do is kind of break this down as far as those two routes and kind of where you would be sitting with working with both of those. This is what I do. I edit all of our own stuff. Definitely the most beneficial, but time consuming. So for me, this is one of those like work-life balances where, are you a guy that's running a multi-op and you have, 10 DJs and you're always, personally working and you've got kids, and a wife and they've got soccer games and all of this stuff. Or are you somebody that has the time to actually work on this? If you do edit yourself, you can edit on your own timeline. This is something that I do a lot. I work super late into the night because the phone's not ringing, honestly, so I'll get home from an event, pull some footage and kind of work on stuff at, 2:00 in the morning because that's what works for my life. It just lets me kind of focus on doing that specifically. You're definitely going to have faster turnaround times, at least generally, whenever you know how to edit yourself. I can tell you, I'm going to reference Demand here again, since he's here. He goes to his event. He has an assistant who's, taking his phone and capturing stuff. He goes home, goes over his footage, and then he starts posting stuff that night. So he knows what his brand looks like. He knows what he is looking to post. And so the turnaround times are always going to be faster as opposed to getting somebody to do this for you. I definitely think this is a cheaper option after the investment. And by investment, I mean, if you're somebody that does not know how to edit at all, you've never done any of this stuff at all, you're going to need to learn the software, which is maybe you're going to take class or maybe you need to learn apps. So you're going to have to spend time in the classes, maybe money on the apps or money on the classes. So once you kind of get through that stuff, I definitely think that it's going to be cheaper as opposed to paying a pro. I'm sure all you guys have heard the 10,000 hours thing before. Do you need to spend that kind of time to learn how to do this? Absolutely not. You don't at all. There's a lot of apps out there that are almost kind of do this for you if you have, the footage and you're capturing the stuff to get to there. You're definitely going to get a more consistent product for this. I can tell you, which ties to the next one as well. Definitely helps establish your brand. I can tell you with me, I've kind of gone the Fiverr route before with our video side. At the end of the day, I ended up sending them so many revisions because I want it to look a specific way. I just assume do it myself. So if you can get to the point to where you learn how to do this for yourself, you're definitely going to have that more consistent look. I think if you go and look at our Eyecon Entertainment Instagram, everything kind of fits this same vibe, but there's a ton of different events that are on there. Moving on to paying a professional here. Like I said, if you've never done this before, this is 100% the move, period, just to kind of get going. It's definitely going to be a faster start. You're going to get edits done now. I know that this is something, if you take somebody like Joe, dude's got a million things going on, super, super busy. And so for him, he concentrates on them capturing the footage there, and then sends it out to edit. And then they're kind of editing while he's still carrying on with his life, and doing business and running things. Turnaround times on this are generally kind of quick, if you can find somebody that you kind of work with and kind of like their style. If you're looking for, a real video or something for TikTok that's 10 or 15 seconds, it's not going to take a professional that long to do that. So we're just going to pay them and they should get back to you fairly quickly. Is it more expensive? Perhaps yes, but like I said, it depends on how you end up actually measuring your time. Do you have the time to sit here and do this? Or do you need to, get the kids to practice, go to work, book DJs, whatever that might be, which, kind of the same thing here. You would think that saving a pro or paying a pro is always going to save time. Like I previously mentioned, if you end up having to send revisions or if they're just not as sharp as what you want them to be, you could get yourself in a situation to where you do kind of have to go back and forth with this person, which I have dealt with in the past. But you have to start somewhere with this, and a great place that you can find people are options like Fiverr, Upwork, or People Per Hour. These are professionals that edit video for a living. So you can always find really good people there if you're looking to get started. Moving on to implementation here, and what we're talking about specifically is the shooting process. So this is going to be how you're going to actually capture footage at the event. All right. Step one is going to be just the DIY, do it yourself. Couple of great options for this are photo or video behind the booth of you in the gear. You can kind of turn around and get the selfie of you rocking the party. You can get photos of the dance floor. I've done this a lot for just stories at the party of, I'll mix a song together, run across the room with the microphone, do the 1, 2, 3 hands up thing. And then we've got a shot or video of this actually going on. And then I'm going to show you an option or a couple of examples of stuff that I've captured by myself when nobody else was there. This is a photo here where I think we were at cocktail hour and the guys were out kind of handling that. I brought a tripod with me, put the camera on the tripod, took a photo. I think it turned out pretty well as far as what the gear setup actually looks like. So this is something you can do by yourself. This is more obviously in a private event space. Club guys, same thing. Brought the camera with me. Told the light dude to kind of make it super bright in there, got on the microphone, 1, 2, 3 hands up or whatever. You end up with this great photo that I just took by myself. Didn't need anybody else. Took the photo, edited the photo. Everything was done super, super quick. I think I had this done that night. The second option would be hire an assistant. This is what I think you should do. This is what I think you should focus on. You end up wearing too many hats. I feel like when you're the guy that's trying to capture all the content, when you're trying to get all of this stuff yourself, even just on the DJ side, it helps so much to have somebody there. I know this is something Joe mentioned earlier with his guy, basically putting a camera in their hand, going over with them what you want them to capture, how you want them to capture it. An amazing thing about this is that you get those action shots. You get those engaging shots I have in here, make them believe. And what I mean by that is specifically is if somebody finds you on social, you want them to see an Instagram video, see a photo, and feel like they want to be there. Like, man, I want to hire this guy because I want to be right there in the party, and having an assistant kind of capturing this stuff for you is an amazing way to do that. Here's a couple examples of that. Kind of same thing here. This is another gear shot, but this is whenever we were training a new assistant to learn how to take these photos, and so we put the camera in his hands. He was walking around capturing stuff the entire evening. This is another shot at cocktail hour. It took 5 seconds. It was like, hey, man, come over here and grab the shot and then kind of keep moving. So this is a really good option here. This is another one that he captured. This is a first dance. So the lights are doing their thing. Sparks are doing their thing. This is a amazing photo that he was able to capture at the event. And if this was me looking to do this, there's just no shot. You're not going to play a first dance, and then kind of run around and grab this. It's just not logistically an amazing option. The third one would be hiring a pro. If it's photo or video, and I have in quotes here, let the big dog eat. What I mean by that is if you find somebody, maybe this is somebody that you work with in your market. Maybe this is a photographer who's looking to get into the wedding or private event space. Maybe it's a videographer who is new. These usually give amazing opportunities to network with each other, and kind of bring them along. You are going to have to pay these people something, to come and shoot this stuff for you. But I would definitely recommend doing this if you're looking to do, a nice promo video or get some really good stuff to push out. This is a photo that one of my guys took. This is an event, a big prom that we did at House of Blues here in Myrtle. And we were kind of up on the big stage there, firing the CO2, and he grabbed a shot of it. Here's another one here. I think this is a amazing example of making something look dope with nothing. This was a very small wedding. When I say very small, I mean, there might've been 30 people here, maybe, but the dance floor looks packed. These people that are on the dance floor, this is it. These are literally the only people that were there at all. And he ended up weaving his way between them, zoomed in on my face and got him. This is a great action shot, that makes it look like we're doing a great job here, getting people dancing on the floor. Another thing I'm going to talk about here is a marketing budget, or what I have transitioned over to a creation budget, is what I like to call it. And I really want you guys to try to transform how you're thinking about a traditional marketing budget. So marketing budget or creation budget is no longer just, well, let's just blind spend money and put ourselves on a billboard when we don't have anything or any content to actually push out, or, running ads on Facebook or Google or Instagram or whatever the case may be. If you're going to do that, you have to have really, really good content. And I would heavily urge you to spend that money on capturing this content, be if it's an assistant or paying a professional to come get this stuff for you. I would like to completely watch my mouth on this, but I'm going to let this one slip. I think you should spend bread on dope shit. I just feel like you should. So think about investing money in the company, in yourself, to capture this content. All right. Last but not least, man, you guys can do this. I remember at one point when I had no idea on how to do any of this stuff. I think I started with like a Nikon kit camera from Best Buy or something. I went in there and spent $400 on a camera and think like, man, I can't, like, this is a lot of money. I can't even think about spending this and, trying to invest in this. But I can tell you single-handedly, any lucrative thing that's ever came for me, if it was working with a brand, and I've worked with a ton of brands to do official content for them, as well as clients, so much of that has came from them seeing us on the internet somewhere. Like Joe mentioned earlier at the beginning of this, we kind of knew of each other, but I really popped up on his radar just from content. And more often than not, that has happened, a lot. So I think whatever you're looking to achieve with this, and this is what it comes down to, whatever you're looking to achieve, content is vastly going to help you get there a lot. If it's a YouTube guy, if it's presenting at a conference, whatever it is, spend money on dope stuff. And then you guys can kind of get to that, So man, look, that kind of wraps this up for me here. Like I said, it was a scaled down version of what we did last year at X. if you guys want to scan this QR code and kind of connect with me if you have questions or, about cameras or what should you buy or, whatever, or you just want to talk about whatever. More than happy to help all of you with all of that. And yeah, man, I appreciate you guys coming.
Dude,
Thank you.
such good stuff, man. Lots of love in the chat. Anthony, let me take that out. Anthony Pre is on. He said you're iconic.
Yeah,
Jan and I showed up.
Jason.
Yeah,
good,
right. We got more Canadians. What's up, Ottawa?
Yeah.
Shout out Ottawa. Kevin Garrity, he's fanboyed out of you. Got some people tuning in from Vegas. It's only what, 11 in the morning there or something? 10:30.
Yeah, man. Let's go.
A couple questions. Let's see.
Hit me.
Demand has a good thing. Make friends with the photo video people that the client hired. Sometimes they actually will shares. Yep.
That's true.
Again, from Simple. What's a good pay rate for someone to do that for you? I think he's saying like the assistant route or the.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I think that's going to kind of depend on whatever market you're in. Demand and I talk about this a lot as far as what he's paying his assistants with mine. It's just going to be market dependent on where you're at. Hopefully, you have colleagues in your area, or I think whenever I kind of started on this private event company, Joe was somebody I hit up and said, look, man, I know we're in different areas, but we're kind of in the same region. So what are you paying your guys? What are they looking to get? I would say if you're unsure or you're not currently paying somebody to come assist you, ask a friend, ask a colleague who's doing the same thing, and then you can kind of go from there.
I mean, for me, it's very interesting. No matter what type of event I do, it usually runs around 10 hours by the time we, leave here and go play. We usually play very close here. So Saquon usually makes $200 for me. So it's $20 an hour. Again, he, the camera's owned by me. He doesn't do any editing. He just hands me the camera back at the end of the night. I dump the footage and then send it to somebody to edit down into a reel. But he's also running the Astera tubes, helping set up, helping load out.
Yeah, like big thing.
He's not just a shooter. So
right. Yeah. I would say
that's like a bonus ad, like stick the camera in his hand, turn it vertical and start shooting.
Yeah. And I would say for me that we are in and around that area as well, for guys that are, just starting out as far as they're just going to come today and just kind of stare at us and just kind of learn whatever we're doing. They're a little bit below that, but then I have guys that have been working, for a handful of years that are decently above that. So I think it depends on, how much of an asset this person is to you, what they actually contribute to the company. And I can tell you for guys that if you get somebody who can show up, set up all the gear, they're dependable, they look nice, they dress well, and they can run a camera and help you get dope stuff, you're going to want to keep them around.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, hopefully he's not watching, but I'd pay him a little more. How much to get the reels made and where? I mean, that's tough, guys. I mean, I think the Eyecon is unique in that one, I don't know if he likes to do it, but he's really good at it. You know what I mean? I think he likes to do it when he has time to do it, but
that's true.
It's like you get to be September, October, and he's just like backed up, and doing multiple weddings a week with all this content to go through. I think it gets a little bit inundated and kind of overwhelmed with it. But I will be honest with you, there are definitely people on Fiverr that you can find. Are you going to have to go back and forth with them? Yes. Are you probably going to have to go through 3 or 4 before you find somebody you like? Yes. But once you do, you'll be surprised at how cheap it is and how good they can be. I will do another +1 for somebody that's crushing it lately on Instagram is Mike Villa. He's doing tons of content for more like couples content. And he works down in Dallas with those LaForce guys, and he's huge on CapCut Pro. That's another really easy to use editing tool. I mean, he was showing me things last night. We were just on a little Zoom together, taking out the background, adding the captions, adding in, just stock content, kind of like those Alex Hormozy type, videos, talking head kind of videos. So definitely check out CapCut Pro. It's a really good tool.
And they have that on cell phone, and they actually have a desktop version of that.
That's right. He was using the desktop version.
Yeah, and I would definitely say that's easier than working off of a cell phone for sure.
And it's definitely going to be easier than working off Final Cut Pro. That's a hard program. Like Eyecon's good at it because he's basically, learned on it, trained on it, watched videos on it, and been using it over and it's like me trying to switch from a Pioneer controller to a Ring controller. It's very complicated.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah. Oh, Garrity was asking if you had an assistant before and then they start shooting later, are you paying them more or simply expecting that of them?
I think that with us, the more responsibility people pick up, the more I pay them. I don't expect people to show up and do more work for the same rate. Maybe initially whenever they're learning to see if it's something that's going to be in their wheelhouse of something that they can do. But if they get to the point to where they're an asset with capturing this stuff, then 100%, they're definitely going to get paid more for showing up and doing more work.
Awesome. How do you come up with new contents and not come off looking repeat?
Sure. You want me to take that one? Or?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I think for us, while I would say that the majority of what we do are weddings, every wedding is different in its own regard, and so the what my process is specifically is, we'll take Instagram for instance. I am basing everything that I edit off of some trending sound. If you guys are not aware of this, whenever you're looking at Instagram Reels and you're kind of moving, if you look in that bottom left-hand corner where it shows the audio track, there'll be a little arrow that's like pointing to like 3 o'clock, basically. Yeah.
Upper right.
That means that sound is currently trending. And
popping
so,
off, yeah.
Yeah, so for Instagram is more likely to take that and put it in front of new people who are not aware of you yet, because a lot of people are engaging with this specific sound. Kind of the way Instagram's working is your regular posts are for kind of people that are already following you, and Reels is how they are pushing this to new people who are not aware of you. So we've kind of gone all in on just making a ton of Reels. So for us, if you go to either my Eyecon Entertainment Instagram or the DJ Eyecon Instagram, they're both on there. I really think it's just a matter of accentuating those new weddings for how they happen. Maybe it's sparks, or we had one where, the groom lifted up his best man like Dirty Dancing style. I think all of them have their kind of own things that happen. And so for me, it's just pulling the best footage from that and just kind of focusing the content around what happened on that specific day.
Good stuff. Yeah, Todd. I mean, I definitely have a clause or a paragraph about, we're allowed to shoot and share content. I have had people sign the contract and say, take that line out. I have had people ask me to take stuff down. But it's very, very, very rare. Most people love to see themselves on Instagram.
Same.
When, your accounts have 20,000, eyes on it. People love
yeah,
to
very
see
true.
that.
And this is something that we ask as well. If this is hey, what's up, Mike? if this is somebody that we don't know very well, or especially if they have a videographer there. We reach out to the couple first and say, hey, this is some of our stuff. They've probably, at this point, they've already seen it. Like, number one, are you guys cool with us capturing this stuff? So if we have not been hired for video,
right, are
you cool for us showing up as the DJ and capturing, some quick stuff for Reels and posting it? And if they say yes, then the next thing is, do you have a videographer? Or if we're already aware of this, you want to reach out to these people beforehand, and you do not want to piss them off. You do not want to, be somebody there that might be seen as a videographer. I've seen that happen before. You just want to make sure that everybody's aware of everything that's going on. And the day of, most of the time we've worked with a bunch of videographers here, but if it's somebody new, it's like, hey man, my name is Charles, or, this is one of my guys. I know we reached out to you beforehand, but we are going to be getting some video content today. If we are ever in your way, literally push us out of the way, and I think that getting back to training somebody, there is an etiquette there as far as shooting when they have an actual videographer there capturing the day. You have to remember that they have, they have paid somebody a lot of money to be there to capture this stuff. You need to understand that you're second to that. And so, basically when you have somebody out there shooting, if you're, training them, or if it's you're always kind of giving them the side eye of like, you need to be aware of what's going on, of where's photo at, where's video at. I need to make sure I'm not in their shot. You want to be very effective, but just kind of be more, I guess, in the background, if that makes sense.
Like you said, not be a dick either. I mean,
right.
Man, that's a loaded question. Best way to get more views on your reels?
At the end of the day, man, I think that's really just consistency, and I think it comes down to, I know I spoke about, kind of creating a path of what you're looking to do. Our personal goal is not to build this account to be some, 100K, 200K to where, all of these people are watching us. That's not our personal goal. Ours is appealing to people that are looking to hire us. So for us, I'm really focusing on just quality, as opposed to, quantity, where if you look at somebody like Justin, I mentioned earlier, he's posting, or Mike, they're posting stuff, almost every day. And so kind of the more you feed into the program, be it TikTok or Instagram, the more love they're going to give you, as long as you're putting out good stuff, I feel like.
And I also sometimes I think you don't need to look at it like a vanity play. You don't have to be ultra viral or, a Eric Rose or a Justin the DJ to get shows, what I mean? Especially, if you're tagging the video, Myrtle Beach DJ, Myrtle Beach wedding, MB wedding, whatever, South Carolina DJ, like people will find you. I mean, I definitely get leads and business from Instagram, and I don't know what I have, 10 or 12,000. I mean, not by any means in the hundreds of thousands of eyes on me.
Yeah.
Probably 10 of the 12,000 are DJs, that just follow to see what I'm doing, which is fine as well. You know what I mean? Because I also happen to speak to DJs and teach DJs. But I think find a lane and kind of stick to it and try and be consistent. I mean, it doesn't have to be every day. I mean, try and pop out something every week. That's right. There's going to be months where you do have, 8 or 10 weddings, and there's going to be months where you have 0. So kind of, space your stuff out, trickle it out.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
Big earn in the building.
And I know that we've, kind of touched on before. It's always, like vendor list stuff. How do we get on this vendor list? How do I be the guy, whatever the case may be. I do think that is a great place to be. However, I can tell you that since we really started pushing out this stuff for us, the amount of business that we've gotten from Instagram itself is insane. Whenever somebody fills out the contact form on the website, we make it a required option for them to tell us where they found us. The amount of people that have found us on Instagram is just nuts, and that's not coming from a venue. That's not coming from another professional, not a coordinator, or anything like that. So I think that this is a really, really, really good road to go down for you to kind of stand up on your own 2 feet and just kind of get bookings by what you are producing.
Yeah, man, there's so many good comments. I know that we're broadcasting on several different channels, so I'm trying to peg a few of them up here.
Yeah.
But, this person, it's your portfolio. It's not about going viral. It's just.
I agree. I agree
DJ
with that.
Access. Yeah. Thanks for watching. Yeah. They see your reels, want their wedding to be just like that. Yeah, they reference back to a piece of content you created. You know what I mean? That could have literally been shot by somebody, as an assistant, put together in 15, minutes to an hour, and boom, they see their venue in it. They see the CO2 cannon in it, or dancing on the clouds, and they're like, we want that. Maybe they book the most basic thing you have, and then they see these reels, and they're like, oh my God, no, we can't just do the shit package. We need the,
you got to have it.
The holy shit package.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I can give you a real example. So, with DJX coming up next week, I'm not personally doing this, but, one of my guys is doing production for a wedding for us. That's on Monday.
Yeah.
So a wedding on Monday, it's in Wilmington. They had hired a DJ. They got the guy. They saw us on Instagram, and they're hiring us for sparks for exit, those CO2 jets for reception, CO2 cannon, as well as lighting as well. So like they were already locked in with their guy. but they specifically found us on Instagram. And so this is a super, off day, I would say.
Mhm.
People don't get married
Absolutely. Right.
on Mondays. But if we had not put this stuff on Instagram and said, look how dope this stuff is, that lead would have never came in.
And the stuff will be sitting in your warehouse collecting dust.
That's right. That's right.
Now you got a couple guys out there running it. They're going to make money. You're going to make money on the gear. And
that's true.
The stress level is way less than if you had to even play the show. I mean, it's just a no-brainer, man. All that stuff is Instagram or social related. So anyway, I hope everybody got something. We had a huge crowd on today, man. Thank you, Eyecon, for
thank you guys for hanging out,
man.
I
bringing it. Yeah, thank you guys for showing up. I think this is a pertinent topic from somebody that's kind of living it. So I feel like that's why y'all showed up. So shout out to everybody that's here. 100%. And man, looking forward to seeing whoever's coming to DJX. Yep, Demand's going to be there. I see some other people in the chat are going to be there. Eyecon's going to be there. I'll be there. So find us, say hello to us. Let's take some pictures. Let's have some drinks.
Hug some babies.
Hug babies, whatever, man.
And if you got, I know we already mentioned this, but if you guys are kind of looking for like the 2.0 of this talk, we are doing a seminar on Wednesday, 4:30 to 5:30, which is specifically on vertical video. So thank you. So it's kind of taking this and expanded on, highlighting reels and TikTok and stuff like that. So if you guys are looking to get into
Wednesday's gonna be the hot shit day, because I think I'm on that morning with Mike Walter and Jason Jani doing my thing at like 11:30. So Wednesday is going to definitely be a super dope day. So so check us out. Make sure you find us Instagram. Make sure you're following DJ Eyecon and Eyecon Entertainment on Instagram. Everybody, thank y'all. See you next week, hopefully in Atlantic City.